A lot of you have probably heard of the black pill ideology, which is basically the idea that if you're not past a certain looks threshold, it might be like a 6 out of 10, then you cannot possibly get attractive women. You can't date attractive women. It's just impossible. And there's all these theories and these arguments and these ideas about why that is true. But the ultimate way to prove or disprove these theories is to put them to the test in the real world, to actually find out what happens when someone who believes in the black pill goes out and approaches a bunch of women. So this challenge is an opportunity for anyone who follows the black pill to potentially make $1,000, and I want there to be an incentive so people will actually be willing to do it. And it's specifically aimed at wheat waffles. I would highly enjoy it if he took this challenge to find out what happened. The way this challenge works is all you have to do is approach 50 women that you find attractive, because it wouldn't make sense if you're approaching women you don't even find attractive. You approach 50 women, you ask them all on dates, you ask them for their number, and you follow through. If they do give you their number, you try to solidify those plans. All you have to do is approach 50. And if none of them say yes, zero, none of them go on a date with you, then you've won the first half of the challenge. The second part is that you have to record the audio of these approaches. So you record them, you can just put your phone in your pocket, and put the speakers up, and then just put a voice recorder on. Very easy to do. Second part is you record these approaches, and I'm going to put them on a neutral subreddit, so something like Reddit seduction, and I'm not going to qualify it by mentioning the black pill or mentioning what's going on. I'm just going to ask people to rate your game, your skill with women, on a 1 to 10 scale. And if the average rating is below a 6, then you failed. Because if your game is really bad, according to an unbiased audience, like you're not charismatic, you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to talking to women, you're a vacuum of negative emotion or something, and you're making the girls uncomfortable with the way you talk and the way you act, if an unbiased audience believes you have no game, then you fail the challenge. And so all they have to do is rate you at least a 6 out of 10. Your game has to be a 6 out of 10. Because that's controlling for the variable of how do you know that it's not because of your game versus your looks. How do you know which it is? Well, if people say your game is good and you still get rejected by all 50 attractive women, you get 0 dates out of 50 approaches, then that's some real evidence that the black pill ideology is true. But if your game sucks and you approach them awkwardly, then that doesn't really prove anything. I mean, I once knew a guy who he did thousands of approaches and he never got any dates. He's the only guy I know who did that. And I watched him approach, and he would go in and say, "Hey, how's it going?" They didn't even hear him. He was going to clubs and going in super meek, and the girls didn't even hear them. So if we put that in audio and had people review it, they'd say, well, his game is absolutely terrible, so we don't know whether it's because it's his looks. So all you have to do is get people to say you have average game, that you're decent, 6 out of 10. You do 50 approaches, you don't get any dates, then I'll give you $1,000. Assuming there isn't some legal reason that I can't do that, I'm gonna look that up. But I will give you $1,000. I specifically would encourage Wheat Waffles to give this a shot, because it's an easy way for him to prove that his ideology is in fact true. To prove that he's not just talking out of his ass and making stuff up and cherry-picking studies, we can find out for real, using real data, what will happen. So that's my challenge to anyone who follows the black pill ideology, to prove their beliefs in the field as opposed to just via theory. And anyone who does not belong to the red pill, or the black pill, sorry, anyone who doesn't believe in the black pill ideology can take this challenge as well, and then we'll have Wheat Waffles rate your face. So if he says you're above a 6 out of 10, then you're too good looking for it to matter. But if you do this challenge, and whatever results you get, but you record the audios, you do 50 approaches, and you don't believe in the black pill, I will give you 3 months of membership to my online community, my mastermind group, that is normally very expensive. So I want to give people who don't believe in the black pill an opportunity to take this challenge as well. So that's the challenge. It's putting this theory to the test in the real world, the more people who do it, the more we can prove one way or another the black pill looks maxing ideology is true.